In this video, I'm going to talk through the fundamental principles of producing a lot of content, bulk social media content as a small business, a solo creator, etc. Now, my credibility in being able to tell you that is that if you go to this YouTube channel and you look, I'm putting out 10, 20 plus videos a month. That's long form content that has to go through a lot of stages of approval, outlining, filming, editing, etc. And I'm not doing that with a big team. It is these principles I'm about to explain which have let me actually increase margins and lower the size of the team over time while scaling the amounts, just the quantity of content that we put out at the same degree of quality. This is not going to be a video about little tips and tricks because you don't need them. You are going to get 95% of the utility that you will from these four kind of core principles. And if you do that, it's a superpower. That in mind, let's hear a word from the sponsor of today's video, and then we'll get into it. So if you guys run an online store or have ever thought about starting one, I want to share a stat that at least for me really changed how I think about marketing for e-commerce, period. And that is that automated emails make up just 2% of total email volume, but 37% of all email sales. And 1 in 3 people who actually click on an automated email end up buying. So that's a level of conversion that you just can't get on other channels. And most people running a store are either not using it or seriously underutilizing it. And that is why today's video is brought to you by Omnisend, the email and SMS marketing platform specifically built for e-commerce. And even before we go to the features, we all know how much of a pain migration is, but Omnisend will migrate all of your paid accounts free of charge in 5 days. So that is industry-leading white glove migration off the bat. And there are 3 things that I want you to pay attention to. First is the automation library, and 87% of all automated orders come from 3 flows: a welcome series, cart abandonment, and browse abandonment. And Omnisend has pre-built templates for all of those, so you can have all 3 live and running within an hour, even if you have never built any kind of automation before. Second is the pricing. These things can get pretty expensive, but Omnisend is about 60% cheaper for equivalent features, and that's with advanced segmentation, global SMS, and 24/7 support. So similar power, but a much smarter. And then as far as actual results go on paper, Omnisend customers on average get $68 back for every $1 they spend on the platform. That is one of the highest ROIs in any marketing channel, period. And over 150,000 businesses currently use it, and it has a 4.7 star rating. So you can try it completely for free in the pinned comment or this link on the screen, or use this code to get a discount if you want to upgrade to a paid plan. And that in mind, let's get back to the video. So I want to preface all of this by saying this does depend on the type of content you make. There are different flows, whether you make shorts, whether you, for example, need a bunch of people to be in your shoots, whether it's just you sitting talking to a camera. These specifics depend on the niche, but these principles will still apply. And the first one, and I cannot say this with more emphasis, is track everything. I want every piece of content you make to be on a dashboard or a whiteboard or a notes app or somewhere. I want it to be broken down in stages. I want a unique number assigned to it. And then I want you to religiously track the shifts in the stage of those pieces of media. For example, scripting or outlining versus editing versus filming versus prepping for release versus, hey, we released it. I know that this does not feel like a super important thing if you're making 3 videos a month, or if it's just you and you kind of track everything in your head. But ideally, those things change, right? You're watching this video, you probably want to create content in bulk, otherwise you wouldn't have clicked on it. And so either more people will come into the business, or that 3 videos a month will become 5 and 10 and 20. And when that starts to be the case, you will be extremely thankful. You will rely on the fact that everything is tracked. So yes, it is high overhead initially, but it becomes lower overhead as the value that you derive from a system to track things grows. So you can vibe code solutions for it. You can use existing solutions. That's more a matter of you and your team and the kind of content and what feels best for you. But generally, again, and I know a lot of you are going to watch that and you're not going to do it. because I didn't do it when I wasn't making that much. But don't be me. I am the worst possible example to go off here because I only started to do these things because I had to, and you have the opportunity to do them because it will benefit you. So that is principle number one. Now, number two is to break down the production stages of your content, and then if you can, do those in bulk. Now, you don't want to do this in a way that impairs the quality of the content, obviously, but let's say that, for example, in your kind of production pipeline, that it starts with ideation, just coming up with ideas for content. Well, that right there is not something you should do one at a time every time you need to think of something to make. No, you should sit down on a Saturday for 4 hours. You should come up with 45 ideas on a document, and then you wake up the next day, you think about it some more. Now you have the 30 best out of that list of 45, and then you spend the next month making those 30 and pulling them into reality. So then take that concept and extrapolate it as much as you can across the entire production process. Same thing for outlining or for scripting or for shooting or for sending or for finding shoot locations or getting actors or whatever it is for what you do. Do it in bulk. Again, contingent on it not breaking what makes the content good. So just right there, if you track everything and then you do it in bulk, that alone with a similar degree of effort is just a world of difference in terms of the amount of stress you go through and just the amount you can get done. This third principle is the third of the three musketeers of the bunch, and that's just use AI. AI is a perfect use case for content creators, for anyone who makes content. Number one, because a lot of it is visual. Number two, because a lot of it is written out. It is formatted. It's a script. It's an outline. It is ideas. And so I've gone through this in other videos. I'm not going to do a deep dive into how exactly, right, the step-by-step processes for kind of integrating AI into your workflows. But generally speaking, if you find yourself doing the same type of work on Google Documents, on Sheets, over email for content, that's something you can probably save a lot of time with AI. And then editing is the other one, right? AI can do a lot of the editing nowadays, and not all of it. Really good editors are still worth it, but really good editors themselves will save a lot of time with AI, and not really good editors are probably just going to be, or should be at least, replaced by AI. So either way, AI can help you across the board. And I do say that generally, but in this case, I mean, especially for you in making content. Okay, principle number four, those were kind of the main three, the three legs of the stool. But the fourth is, I think, an important kind of operating principle. And what that is just attack the bottleneck religiously. Out of that whole stage we just described, of, for example, going from coming up with the ideas to outlining something that's rough, to maybe finding locations for the shoot or starting to film, and then editing, and then covers and distribution. Something in there takes the most amount of time. And if you can start to just compress the amount of time that the inhibitors require, then that's how you in the aggregate can most easily kind of compress those timelines. Because even if you make these amazing improvements, or you automate, or you delegate something which actually isn't holding up any of the videos or the content that you're making, then that's just effort that's wasted compared to really just drill into the things that take the most amount of time or effort or money. So that's really what I wanted to get across. I guess just a thought that's coming to my head now is I do want to wrap all of that inside of that bubble of keep the big thing, the big thing. Like whatever it is that you do for your content in whatever form it is, on whatever platform that makes it special and that people want it for, don't let anything related to the idea of quantity get rid of that. Because if you lose that, people won't watch you. It's all for nothing, right? Quantity has to be within that bubble of quality. That in mind, guys, I wish you a good day and good luck in making more content. And as usual, I will see you in the next one. Cheers.